Hello all, and in today's video we're going to talk about Tower of Frozen Shadows and how to obtain the keys. So one of the things I'm going to show you guys today is this key specifically, key for the fourth floor, the melancholy one, and how to do this without killing anything basically. Um, so here we go. So first thing is that you need to start in POK, and we're actually going to shroud. What you need to do is go Goblin and go to the highest level possible and then Shroud into it. So in today's example, I'm using my Paladin, useful class, and we're going to make some hotkeys now. We need the Sneak and Hide. So here, and then we're going to want the AA to return you to back to the thing. Where is that? Spirit sending. Here we go. Okay, just to save a little bit of time, I bound my wizard over there. So we're just going to port over. Give it a second. Once we zone in, I'll explain a little bit on the mechanics of how to farm the key because there are several posts on the forums talking about like, oh, I've been farming this for X amount of hours and I couldn't get it and things like that. Okay, we are here. Gonna zone in. I'll zone the wizard in. Reason why the wizard's going to zone in is just for access to gain to the different floors because this paladin basically has nothing done. I haven't played him in several years. As you can see, he's just getting the explorer achievement. Okay, here we go. Okay, so real quickly, farming keys. So each floor has a trigger mob, right? So the first floor, for example, any of the mobs, whether it be the skeletons or the dogs, could spawn it. Now, the one thing that you need to keep in mind is that there will always be, only will be one trigger mob up at a given moment. So let's say in a hypothetical situation, the trigger mob is in this northeast room, but you set up camp over on the south side and you're clearing out these rooms. You will never get the trigger mob to spawn because it's already up. So this is why people were saying like, oh, you got to move camps and then eventually spawn. It's the reason why is the trigger mob is in a different location. So if you start off in one's area and you just constantly kill, it will never spawn. So how do you know if the trigger mob is up or not? Honestly, there's no real good way to do it. But what I would suggest to folks is you do one or two, like 2 or 3 rounds rather, of an area. If it doesn't spawn then move to another area and continue to clear. And this is going to go for every floor. So, for example, this is the library floor, the second floor. There's mob here, mob here. It could be any of the mobs. So you set up camp, you go ahead and you kill. If it doesn't spawn, set up another camp on the other side. If it doesn't spawn after a couple of rounds, 2 or 3 rounds, set up a round and move around because you don't know if the mob is up again. And this is the next floor. This floor here is a little bit different. It has two different ways to get the keys. One is going to be, actually, I'm sorry, not this room, this one here. This one has two different ways. One is from killing the name, which is going to be this one here. The second, however you pronounce that. So there's a couple of spots. It could just drop from that name. I like this one here because they're two placeholders. Uh, this floor specifically is socks for pathing. You'll train yourself if you pull far. So when I'm lazy, I just do this. There's also a trigger mob that's over here, and the EQ resource will talk about it, but you kill the trigger mob here, rather, and then it will spawn a mob in the basement here, and then spawns another mob and you kill it, and then you loot the key. So two different ways to get it for this floor. Um, to spawn the trigger mob, the one that's such a the adventure one, it could be any of the mummies. So the same idea here, only one trigger mob could be up. So you may need to clear an area if it doesn't spawn. Check again. Always check track. For the next floor is this floor here. This one has several different triggers needed, but the first sequence is going to be the golems, is going to spawn the vampire inside, and then that vampire inside spawns the other vampire on the top, and then spawns the vampire maid in the bottom. So the same thing here. Uh, any of the triggers could be up at any given moment, so you would kill the golems first here. If these didn't spawn it, maybe one of the roamers or the ones on the upper floor or even in the wedding room itself. 2, 3 rounds, it should spawn by then if you're clearing them all out like that. Let's say, for example, the vampire in here is already up. You don't need to kill the golems then. Just check track, look at EQ resources for the exact names, and you'll be good with that. The next floor here is the dogs. This one here, a lot of people experience on Drenell. But anyway, there's 2 trigger mobs to this one. Well, 3 actually, but the first one starts off with the dogs. So again, any of the dogs in these areas here, it could even be in the upper floor. It will spawn a specter in this room here, kill that specter, and then it will spawn a bat on the upper floor. Um, where's the map for that? Da-da-da. Well, it spawns a map on the next floor, and then that will be all the keys. Anyway, so let's talk about the maid floor. This one here, and this is what we're gonna do now. And the reason why we're going to be shrouded. So we're gonna go here, sneak and hide. We're gonna use Clincy to click us up. It's gonna be the 3rd floor. Okay, here we go. So you look at EQ resources. It basically tells you each room where we need to go first. So the first one is speaking to the armor guy. Armor guy is a roamer. So we're just gonna, right here, we're gonna break, hail. We're gonna get the first item, sneak and hide. So go, second one is there. So always the turn in mobs are the yearning one. So let's hope I don't die, because that would be kind of embarrassing. But this can be done without any killings or anything like that. So we stand here, we give it. Now here's the thing. You got to uh, break hide, use it again, and then I believe this is it. It's been a while since I did, or was it the sneak button? And there you go. So you have to hide twice, once to reset it. Okay, so we got the next one. Now we're going to go to spot 3, which is going to be all the way in the northwest corner. And the reason why we use the rogue highest levels, because the SOS is good enough to avoid everything here. For those that are not familiar, this floor has some mix invis and C invis mobs. So as you see, I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just using the map to guide me. Okay. One thing when you do this is look at the mob locations, and you always want to be kind of in the direction that they're not facing. All right, so we're going to do the same process here. Give it, break hide, wait for this to refresh. Once it's refreshed, break it, hail, and then do it again. So next stop is 4. Oops. So this guy here may be a little bit of a problem. Let's see what happens. Okay, gave it, wait for it to refresh. Hopefully this roamer won't give us any issues. The key thing here is making sure that when you break invis, you hail as quick. I mean, break hide, hail, and then rehide as fast as possible. Next one is this guy here. This one you're going to want to hide in this corner as best possible. All right, let's just make sure. Move forward to 5. Great. All right, waiting for it to refresh. Okay, and then next one should be the lower left, the southwest. This one doesn't have any mobs in it at all, so you don't need to worry. But there could be a roamer that passes right in front of it. So still, don't take any chances. Do it the same method. No need to risk anything. Wait for this to refresh. Ah, forgot to hail. Give it a second, let it refresh again. Okay, and then the last one should be the upper right. And this is actually the hardest one. For whatever reasons, when I did this method, sometimes the things see you, sometimes they don't. So let's see how we go. Whoops. So this one you want to tuck in as close to the wall as possible. Kind of like here. See that zombie right behind her? It's really close. So let's see what we could do. And then there's that skeleton right behind. So real estate is really tight. Okay, hiding. Now we wait. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we go back to the original guy, the armored guy. Again, he roams, so we don't know where he currently is. And he's coming now. This is a very bad spot. So this is where a lot of people get anxious and then kill themselves and then have to start all over. See this mob here. You don't want to do any of the turn-ins right away. This is actually pretty safe spot where it is right now. So I'm just going to turn it in real quick. Wait, that was the armor one. Stupid. I almost died. This is the yearning one. Okay, so luckily I didn't die. Anyway, um, we're going to wait for this to roam to a good spot. So yeah, that last thing, that was very bad. If you you would have died. Like just because this character has never been used, it's probably okay, but yeah, make sure you turn it into correct mode. So we're gonna be a little patient here. This yearning, basically he paths. See where we are now and follow my mouse. It's gonna path this way. It goes all the way down here. It comes back. comes over here, and then goes like that. Same directions as you see my mouse going. So what we want to do is turn in around here or turn in around here. Some of these spots will not be safe. So now it's just a waiting game. There's absolutely nothing that I could do uh, to speed this process. Hailing it or nothing doesn't make it move any quicker or anything like that. So anyway, while we're waiting, I do want to apologize for not making videos. Got real life got a little busy. Some close friends and family have passed away, and to be honest, really wasn't that motivated to do stuff. But trying to get back into it, and received a lot of feedback from people and encouragement, and I do appreciate all the friends and talking to me on how useful these videos were to their gaming, and you know, makes me happy because that's really the only reason why I do these things, as corny as it sounds. So again, just wait. You don't want to reset, do this all over. This area is really high density. As soon as this guy comes, and he always goes in that motion that I said earlier, in the directions. Oh, here he comes. And there we go. We got the key. And that's it, folks. So hopefully this video is helpful, and hopefully people could get their keys done and their earrings done. The earring for the Ralosec earring is still going to be used next expansion. I cannot see that being outdated. So this is relevant. Make sure that you get your keys for when you progress your earrings and such. So again, hope everyone enjoys this video. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me. Um, I'll add my Discord information if anyone wants to, private message me directly for any information uh, regarding the silly 20-year-old game that we all play. All right, thanks all. Bye bye.